live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Midweek Monster Mash, Episode 7, Towering Terror. Oh, I'm stoked for this one. This is one of my favorite maps I think I ever made, at least up to this point. I had a lot of fun making it with everybody, so stoked about that. But tonight we are going to be bringing back heroes that we've all come to know and love, and then we're going to be battling all the different types of giants. So I'm going to go ahead and swap screens over here on YouTube. Those of you on TikTok, I am already on the battle screen, but let me go ahead and swap over to the Midweek Monster Mash here. Okay. So let me just double check, make sure I am live, good to go here, live, good to go here. Good, good, good. Give me 1 second. Swap here. I need to switch. 1 second. Switch account. Switch to here. Okay. We are joining up. What's going on, everybody? Stoked for tonight's episode. Towering Terror. I'm just kind of talking at the moment, trying to get everything working on my phone. Alright. Okay, I got that up. We are live. We're good. Just making sure I can see it. Okay. So, let's get started with who we've got coming in tonight. So, we have a crowd favorite coming tonight, which is Bucky the Buccaneer, who you can see on your screen now. Crowd favorite. Dobby deserved it. Welcome to the stream. We are just getting started on the Midweek Monster Mash. I'm showing you guys which heroes we've got fighting tonight. And so we've got Bucky the Buccaneer, as you see. We've got Skeletor, the Necromancer. Then, up next, we have Sassy the Assassin. What's up from Wyoming? Excellent, excellent. I think, no, he's not from Wyoming. We have, over in YouTube, we have a couple of people from throughout the U.S. I don't think he's from Wyoming, though. I can't remember. When he pops in, I'll find out. But super cool. Thanks for hanging out. I'll actually show you what we're about to get started with here momentarily once I finish going through the 6 heroes we'll be working with tonight. So here we have Sassy the Assassin. Another crowd favorite. He actually finished off the first Midweek Monster Mash, which was a lot of fun. Then we have Thick Chin Chad, who's a champion fighter, so he'll be coming in hot tonight. I'm the only person in Wyoming with an internet connection. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're using the internet connection to hang out. Then we have Aang, the Elementalist. Kate, what's going on? Welcome to the live. And then finally, we have Caesar Slad, the Green Slad. Hail Caesar. So that's the 6 heroes we're working with tonight against the 6 monsters, all giants. So that's going to be fun. Cartographer, welcome back. Good to have you. So the 6 we'll be working with, actually, Cartographer, you might have been here when I was making this map, but I don't remember. So the 6 giants will be fighting one of each type. And in the ordering, we have the Hill Giant, Stone Giant, Frost Giant, Fire Giant, Cloud Giant, and then the Storm Giant. So that's the fight for the night. So to kick this off, we will go ahead and roll all of our NPC initiatives. And let's see what we got. I did change the dice tonight. I know last time the yellow ones weren't working too well, so I changed it to the red ones. We'll see if that makes any difference whatsoever. I gotta remember that I don't have to roll all those things in the beginning. Okay. So, as the 6 giant lords have met atop this hilltop meeting place for giants, I never did come up with a good name for it. The heroes come in willing to talk, and the giants say nay. So, up first, we are going to have... Oh, actually, before I do that, let me cut off the choose your affiliation. Go ahead and make that private real quick, so no one be changing their affiliations during the battle. All right, now we're in. Okay, so up first, we have Aang the Elementalist, a crowd favorite for the heroes that does an insane amount of damage. I need to begin combat. All right, so Aang's going to go first. So Aang's going to look around, seeing that they are surrounded by different types of giants. And quite the intelligent one that he is, he's going to go for who he believes to be the weakest, which, knowing the ordering, knowing the order they have all these giants, he is going to begin going for the Hill Giant. So he's going to slide away from the bigger, bulkier heft of the might here, and he's going to slide 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he's going to slide 30 feet this way. If another monster comes, it will be a giant, says Kate. We'll see. We'll see. So then Aang is going to turn his focus towards the hill giant in the corner here. So let me go ahead and target him. And I'm actually going to change the music here. Let's go to the... I liked the epic combat that we played with last time. All right. JC Labs, welcome to the live. We have Aang about to strike this hill giant. So let's go ahead and roll for the elemental claw. And then he does have a reaction if he gets hit. That is a 14 plus. So that's a 21. That's definitely going to hit. Now, he gets 3 hits. Buffalo Beatbox, welcome to the live. We are doing the Midweek Monster Mash, which is just heroes versus monsters, but you guys can change the battle. Every 2,000 likes brings in gives the heroes advantage, but every 10,000 brings in a new monster. And I find you people on TikTok tend to root for the monsters. Shout out Kate, who's their big monster rooter there. All right, so that definitely hits. Let's go ahead and roll our damage for the first attack from Aang, the Elementalist, against the Hill Giant. So 29, that is big damage already to the Hill Giant. So Aang gets 2 more as the Elemental Cultist that he is. So he's going to strike 2 more times, 19, big roll. And let's go ahead and just do the third attack right up front, see if he hits on this one. That is a 6, plus 7, 13, still hits. The Hill Giant's AC is not high. So that's 2 more hits. We'll go ahead and roll the 2 damages for these. So that's the first damage, and here is the second damage. Another 29 damage. Guys, the Hill Giant here may be dead. Oh, it is alive, but barely. All right, so up next, we actually have the Stone Giant. So the Stone Giant, seeing these tinier heroes come into battle, is going to come charging in, and he does have a ranged attack. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. We'll double check. I believe they can move 40. Let's pull up their thing. They do. They have a walk speed of 40. So he's going to run up, and I think that he's going to kind of just attack the 2 closest. And feel free, you guys can add comments. What do you want to see? Do you want the Stone Giant to attack somebody else? Feel free to let me know. This is your battle. But the Stone Giant's going to run up, and he's going to he's got a multi-attack. So he's going to make 2 attacks with his boulder. And so we'll do 2 attacks against Bucky. That was a 14 plus and a 13 plus. So both of those are unfortunately going to hit Bucky the Buccaneer, as Bucky's looking around with these crazy eyes. I think he got a chance against me. And so he throws the 2 boulders, and he does have a chance against him because he hits him twice. So we'll go ahead and roll this damage. Luckily, it's not a crazy amount of damage, which is 9. Now, I do believe Bucky has a reaction, but I think it's against melee attacks. It is, and this is not a melee attack. So the boulders come flying in. He does 15 damage on the first one, and we'll send the second his way, which is 10 plus 6, so another 16 damage. So Bucky takes... Oh, I think did I give them to the Hill Giant? I did. Whoops. Give me 1 second. Minus... I think... Oops. I was still targeting the Hill Giant by accident, so I dealt the damage the wrong way. All right, let me target Bucky real quick. What's going on, Brian? Howdy, howdy. All right, so let me deal the 31 damage to Bucky, as I meant to. Timothy, what's going on? This Stone Giant just did a pretty good amount of damage to Bucky the Buccaneer here. Feel free to let me know what you want to see as we go on to the next, being Sassy the Assassin. Sassy can do an insane amount of damage. So the first thing that we're going to do, Sassy is going to run this way, away from the higher damage dealing creatures. And I think, actually, he's going to run diagonal. Have you done your giveaway for this yet? I have not. I have not. You're still good. He's going to run this way and attempt to... He's not going to be able to hide here, but he's going to get some cover from the Frost Giant. That's the plan here. I appreciate the likes, everybody. Thank you so much. And Sassy is going to try to finish off this Hill Giant. So let's go ahead and roll. He gets 3 attacks as well. So he gets to make 3 attacks with his light crossbow. He has the dash, disengage, or hide bonus action, but he doesn't need to hide yet. So he's going to do the light crossbow attack. He would get advantage if he was hiding, but he's not going to be able to. Little tortilla tree, welcome. What's going on? That is a hit against the Hill Giant. Let me zoom into the Hill Giant here for you. That is a hit. Nathan, welcome. We are doing the Midweek Monster Mash. Every 2,000 likes gives advantage to the heroes. Every 10,000 brings in a new monster. It's up to you whether or not you want to help the monsters or the heroes. So that was a hit. We'll go ahead and damage here. We are almost at 2,000 likes, which would give us an advantage roll. And then let's go ahead. That was 29 damage. That is enough to kill the Hill Giant. So we already have our first death of the stream here as Sassy peeks out from behind the statue, sends this arrow right into the chest of the Hill Giant that falls crashing onto the seat, splattering the mud underneath. Let's go, Sassy, says Jerem. Yeah, I saw you switch to the hero sides. For those of you wondering what I'm talking about, over on the Discord, you can vote for who you think will win tonight. And he has voted for the heroes tonight. So that is his first shot. He has 2 more shots. So he will turn his attention now over to this Stone Giant. So we'll go ahead and target the Stone Giant. We'll roll 2 more attacks. We have hit 2,000 in TikTok. So we have 1 advantage roll we can use when we need to. I don't think we need it yet. So let's go ahead and make 2 more light crossbow attacks. So that's 1. That's a 13 plus 7. That's definitely going to hit. And for a final one, we have a nat 20. First nat 20 of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the heroes are coming out strong. Rip to the monsters. Sorry for those of you who put money on the monsters tonight. Music plus you, welcome to the live. Welcome to the Midweek Monster Mash. I have to deal 2 damages to the Stone Giant. So normal hit here. And, God, he does roll a lot of damage because we crushed Rat last week. Yeah, the monsters did absolutely obliterate. Last week, Jerem over on YouTube brought in an ancient dragon to help the heroes. And then, I think that was second, Rick brought in an ancient dragon for the heroes. And then Jerem brought one in for the monsters. Timothy said he's voting for the heroes. Okay, well, luckily so far, the heroes are starting off really strong. Buffalo Beatbox, I appreciate the like. Thank you so much. We are at 2,600 likes. Remember, every 2,000 likes gives an advantage roll to the heroes. Every 10,000 brings in a new monster. Okay, this is where things are going to get scary for the heroes, because now we've got the Storm Giant, who is at the top of the ordning, for those of you that play Dungeons & Dragons and know about the ordning. So the Storm Giant is going to start stomping over out of the water, and he's going to go the full 40, which is going to put him here. And then the Storm Giant has a pretty sweet ability, which is unfortunately Lightning Storm. So it's a DC. How do we join the Discord? If I think it's in my bio on TikTok. If not, I will find it. I'll find the link and I will put it over in the chat so you can have it. I know it's definitely on my YouTube one and it's definitely on the Twitch one. But okay, that's no problem. I will definitely get it on there. Give me 1 second. If someone in YouTube can copy and paste the link for me to copy and paste over there, that'd be great. Dalton Cody, welcome. All right, so he's going to use Lightning Storm, and this is going to be a real bad bout for the heroes here because it's a 10-foot radius. The only thing is I don't know the range. Originating from the point the giant can see within 500 feet. Yeah, so he's gonna hit. So we're gonna cast Lightning Storm. I'm teaching people at my local library to DM to bring more DMs to my community. That's awesome. Buffalo Beatbox, that is fantastic. There's never enough DMs. Oh, thank you, Kate. Caitlin put it in. I appreciate you. Yeah, if you join, there's a lot of fun stuff, but you can actually vote for who you think's gonna win tonight. Unfortunately, that voting is closed for now. Tortle, what's going on? But there's also a lot of fun stuff over there and free stuff. So let's place this marker here. And I think that he's going to put it right here. Oh, but I think that he's only going to be able to hit 2 people. Okay, so he's going to put it up against Skeletor and Chad. So as the Storm Giant holds his hands up, you watch as a bolt of lightning strikes the ground in the middle of these two. They're both going to need to make dexterity saving throws. Let's see what they roll here. Oh, that's not good. That's not good, and that is not good. Both heroes fail the dexterity saving throw. Oh, no. So, these two take the full brunt of the attack from the Storm Giant. So, for the CR3, can we have a Basilisk? Oh, Kate's putting in donuts. That is an extra action, I think. Let me just double check my paper here. That is, oh no. Yeah, Buffalo Beatbox, if you got a specific one you want, and if I've got it, we'll put it in. Absolutely. So, oh no, Kate's putting in the donuts. Thanks, Kate. We are going to be getting the Storm Giant, unfortunately, an extra action. Unfortunate for the heroes. Probably not going to stay sick right now. Oh, sorry to hear that, Tortle. That sucks. But have fun. Thank you. I appreciate it. Blazin, welcome to the live. All right, so I need to do this damage. The damage is 10 D10. Are you kidding me? Let's go, Stormy. COD New Gen, welcome to the live. Oh my god, 55 damage to Skeletor and Chad. Oh my god. And they're taking the full brunt of it too. Yeah, Buffalo, 10d10, that's an insane amount of damage. Okay, so they're both immediately half. And now, because Caitlin sent in the 3 donuts, which grants an extra action to the current monster, Storm Giant gets to go again. Now, I don't believe... Yeah, so he won't get to roll to recharge this until next turn, but he does have multi-attack as an action. Eric G, what's going on? So he makes 2 attacks using Thunderbolt. Range of 500 feet, so he can reach anyone. And they would have the blinded and deafened condition. So he's going to use Thunderbolt against Slad here. All right, so the Storm Giant, as he strikes down those 2 players, Ponage, welcome to the live. He's going to turn his attention to Caesar Slad. And, yeah, he's going to send it. Been playing a lot of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup lately. Awesome. Heck yeah. All right, so he's... All right, heroes, you better hope that we miss. Oh! He rolls a 3 plus 14, so 17 total will hit. Oh my god, he almost can't miss. So we'll go ahead and do the damage here. Oh my god. This always happens. I know, he rolled a 3. I thought it was going to miss. Jeez. All right, he applies that for sure. Casey Craig coming in with a wild magic surge over on YouTube. We are also at 5,000 likes. Remember, every 2,000 likes on TikTok is an advantage roll for the heroes. Every 10,000 brings in a new monster. What is Caesar's AC? Caesar is an AC of 16. So it just hit. Casey, give me 1 second. Let me apply this damage real quick. I think, did we apply it? We did. Right, he lost the 19. Okay, we did apply it. We do get to do one more, but before we do that, Casey, we are going to do your Wild Magic Surge. So for those of you over on Twitch and YouTube, you'll get to see the wheel pop up. I apologize, I can't get it to work on TikTok. But I will obviously tell you what's happening. So we're spinning the wheel for a Wild Magic Surge halfway to 10,000, which will bring in a new monster for those of you rooting for the monsters. Oh, here we go again. That's problematic for the monsters. Okay, so the Wild Magic Surge says you permanently swap bodies with the nearest humanoid creature within 60 feet. So the nearest humanoid creature is Chad. So he now... Alright, so Chad is the nearest humanoid creature. As this Wild Magic Surge appears out of thin air and just bursts in the middle of the battlefield, as the magic dissipates into the weave, all of a sudden the Storm Giant now looks like Chad, and Chad now looks like a Storm Giant. So what I need to do is somehow change these pictures. And Kyle Ramsey with another one. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to change these somehow. I'm out, says Kate. Oh, all right, hold on. See, there's really no quick way for me to go about switching these. So I need to change this token, which I think I should be able to do. Image path. See, I don't know how. Search for Storm. Let's see if that's in here. Storm Giant. No. All right, here's what we're going to do instead. If he's swapping bodies, I would imagine he's got all the HP and everything, right? It has made things very difficult because I don't know the best way to do it. But it's a lot of fun when they switch. So theoretically, the Storm Giant will go over here. Chad will go over here. How much HP did Chad lose? Chad lost 55. That's right. So we're going to do it this way. Token name is Chad. Update token. He lost 55 HP. And then Chad here, who's now the Storm Giant, let me change the name here, is now Storm Giant. And he has full HP. Plus 100. So now he has all the abilities and everything. Is this roll 20? This is Foundry. I'm using Foundry. Can you call it Giant Chad? I guess I should. All right. That would be kind of fun. But I feel like they swap bodies. It's got to be exact, right? So let me make him... He's got full HP. Now, the Storm Giant, who all of a sudden appears totally different and is trying to figure out what to go on, he still has the remainder of his action. However, we got to figure this out in a second because Kyle sent in another Wild Magic Surge. Okay, sorry. The wheel was still up there, but you guys get to see it spin again over on Twitch and YouTube. Temporarily. You can... Oh, no, Kyle. All right, we're going to spin it again. What happened was it said you cast Fireball centered on yourself. But I'm not going to do that because it doesn't hit anyone, and we're not wasting anybody's money around here. Because it cast it on himself. So I don't want to waste your money. A duplicate of you appears and has all your ability, but its alignment is the opposite of yours. All right. Okay. So now the Wild Magic Weave pops in again and immediately splits the Storm Giant into two. Is it the Storm Giant? No, so the Storm Giant is Chad's body here. So I need to name this one Good Storm Giant. Okay. Now that the Wild Magic Surges have changed the Frost Giant to have the body of a champion and vice versa, and then that champion body, Storm Giant, split into two, the Storm Giant is finally going to be able to finish his turn. And so he used one attack of his multiple, so he's going to finish off now his several more attacks. And seeing the Storm Giant body that just came in. Kyle from HR, what's going on? You just missed an insane amount of wild magic. So this Storm Giant, now Chad Storm Giant, is going to target what will be the good Storm Giant as they focus on each other. And he's going to run forward. And because his HP is higher than half, he's going to get to do a couple things. But we get to start with the Great Sword attack. So we'll go ahead and roll the damage, or roll the attack. 17 plus. Definitely going to hit. It is looking much better for the heroes than it was, which is wild. So that one definitely hits. We'll go ahead and do another, which is a 15 plus. So both of these hit. So we do the damage here, which is a good amount of damage. So you got the 2d6s. CJ the Chipmunk, welcome to the live. You just missed a wild amount of wild magic surges that swapped bodies with a Storm Giant and a champion here. So we apply this damage, but because he's got more than half of his HP, he additionally gets to do a little bit of extra damage. So we do the Great Sword, damage, 2d6 slashing, I believe it is, right? Yes, if he has more than half. So we roll for this, and we do that one more time. So that's 9, and 5 more. So apply, apply. Okay. So he just lays into the good Storm Giant, Thick Chin Chad. That should be his whole token name. 8,000 likes on TikTok. We are 2,000 away from a new monster being added to the battle. And it's looking like the monsters are going to need it. All right. that is the end of Storm Giant's turn. I need to add good Storm Giant into this somehow. I don't know where he ends up. Okay, there it is. We got to roll for him. Okay, good Storm Giant's in. Where's this one at? Okay, there's Storm Giant. His got mixed up somehow, but he's in. So, okay. Now they're both in. Now it should be Chad's turn, which is now the Storm Giant. I wish I could reorder these. Can I? I'm just trying to find out if I can reorder these or not. All right, we're just going to say Chad's going. Rick says I'm in. Rick, the heroes are working the monsters at the moment. Quick recap. 2 Wild Magic Surge were bought, and it swapped. This Storm Giant was over here. It swapped bodies with Chad, and then Chad split into 2 and gave another good Chad. So we've got a good Storm Giant, and Chad's body is still good, I guess, technically. But Chad, the Storm Giant person here, is up. Now, first we're going to roll to see if he gets his Lightning Storm back. And he does. Oh, boy. So, Chad, feeling this new surge of power that he has, is going to turn to, I'm going to say, the Frost Giant. And he's going to use his Thunderbolt. Or Lightning Storm, I'm sorry. So, we're going to use ability. And so now we need a Dex saving throw from the Frost Giant. We'll see if he's got this one or not. He fails the Dex save. All right. The heroes lost miserably last time. They really want to win this time. So we're going to go ahead and do the damage. Yikes. Yikes. We are 700 likes away from a new monster being added to the battle here as we deal 54 damage to the Frost Giant. Apply that. Yikes. And then, as Chad tries to figure out this new Storm Giant body, he's going to, I'm guessing, move in that direction. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that is going to be the end of Chad the Storm Giant's turn. Chad the now Storm Giant's turn. All right. Now we've got the Fire Giant. Now the Fire Giant, seeing all this mayhem just begin occurring in the middle of their meeting area, is going to run forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Now he did see Skeletor get attacked. So he is going to aim his attacks towards Skeletor. And I believe the Fire Giant, it's a she. Basilisk Time says Buffalo Beatbox. Oh, we are at 10,000 likes on TikTok, meaning we get a new monster. All right, give me 1 second, because he gets 2 attacks. Okay, so normally I would spin here, but there has been a specific request from Buffalo Beatbox for the CR 3-5 monster to be a Basilisk. So let's go ahead and bring in a Basilisk here. Give me 1 second as I drag it in. All right, Basilisk. All right. Let me just double check. Yep, CR3. All right. So the Basilisk, I imagine, would come out of the tree here, right? He'd be more on like the in the area of the Hill Giant here. So we'll put him there as it kind of scurries down into the battle from the tree. Buffalo Beatbox, what would you like to name the Basilisk? It is totally up to you, since the Basilisk was your idea. And we'll roll him in. He's definitely still going to get to go this turn, which is good. All right, now the Fire Giant is going to take its multi-attacks. Appreciate all the likes, everybody. Don't forget, 10,000 more, we bring in another one. Maybe this time it'll be a CR5 monster, because you got CR 3-5. All right, let's go ahead with Caitlin sending in 3 more donuts for another action from this Fire Giant. Clearly wanting the monsters to win. Clearly wanting the monsters to win. That's for the Fire Giant. You got it. Sergeant Bro, welcome to the live. This Fire Giant is about to probably wreck Skeletor the Necromancer. I have a feeling. So we're going to do the hammer throw. and the target is pushed up to 15 feet straight away from the giant and has disadvantage on the next attack roll if it makes before the end of its next turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll this attack. All right, that is a 13 plus. That's a 24. That's going to hit. I don't know why that didn't... Oh, hold on. Sorry, you're not seeing these numbers pop up. Holy cow, you haven't been seeing them this whole time. I'm sorry. All right, that should fix it. That's a big hit. We're going to go ahead and roll the second one because he's probably going to hit with this one too. I have a feeling. Oh, and that's 20! Okay, the monsters may still have a chance. It seems like this fire giant for sure wants it. So let's go ahead with the normal. Now, this is just the first action. Caitlin has bought another one. All right, so that is 23 damage to Skeletor. And additionally, what did I say? He gets... I rolled that. And the target is pushed up to 15 feet straight away from the giant and has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes. I don't think it's going to matter. 5, 10, 15. The heroes never had a chance, says Rick. Now with the nat 20 as the fire giant chucks a hammer, hitting Skeletor, slamming him backwards. It winds up with a second and chucks it once more. And with this nat 20, this may be a crushing blow. Here we go. Oh, 45 damage. Skeletor never had a chance. Oh, coming in with the heart. Wait for it. Wait for it. Plus 15 temp HP to one hero. All right, so the hammer kills Skeletor. Unfortunately, it's not going to save Skeletor. However, what hero would you like the 15 temp HP to go to? I'll show you all of them real quick. Technically, the Storm Giant here is also a hero. So you've got these heroes here as I delete Skeletor. How much to save Skeletor? So, unfortunately, it used to be that the heroes, like a normal game, would go unconscious and you could bring them back. I found that it was not fair for the monsters and the heroes. So, they die outright, but there is one that allows you to bring in a new hero. Skeletor is a possible option. You can bring him back in, but there's also a lot of really fun heroes you can bring in. So, I'll just show you real quick. This is all the heroes that you have to choose from. And actually, these are wrong. That's funny. These are all the heroes you have to choose from, aside from the ones that are already in. So so Skeletor's now out. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so yeah, that's all the heroes we have. So technically, you can bring it back in. Give it to the lowest champion. You got it. Giants meeting. Here we go. So that'll be probably Bucky. Yeah, we'll give Bucky the 15 temp HP, which could absolutely save his life from one of these. All right. Now the fire giant gets a second action. JTCH, and Mr. Cheeseco, welcome to the live. You just missed a massive attack from this fire giant, but we're about to make another one. So the fire giant is going to turn its attention here towards Aang, the elemental cultist, which is a big hitter for the heroes. So we are at 11,000 likes. Don't forget, every 2,000 gives an advantage roll to the heroes. Every 10,000 brings in another monster. Let's go ahead and roll our 2 attacks here. That is a 4+. It is not going to hit. Sorry, Kate, we missed on the first one, but it does get a second one. Let's see what we roll here. That's a 16+. So that is definitely going to hit. So we'll go ahead and roll our damage for the fire giant's attack. And it's a good bit of damage. That's a 24 to Aang, the elemental cultist. But he's all right. He's all right. Okay. So at least you got one. Yeah, the monster's looking a little bit better now. They're definitely looking better. Up next is the frost giant. So the frost giant was attacked by the storm giant, Chad, here. So I think he's going to want to return fire, right? So he's going to run up. And he's going to slam into Chad with his axe. He's got the frost axe, and he gets to make 2 attacks with it. Caitlin's sending 3 more donuts for another action against against him. Against the storm giant. 20,000 likes for a white dragon wormling question mark. We'll see. We'll see. I have to look at the CR, depending if it's 3 to 5. So the frost giant is going to be getting 4 attacks technically now, 2 actions. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Although, hold up, because he got hit by that lightning strike. Let me pull this up real quick. 1 second. Why can't I click over here? Oh. So, when he hit with that lightning storm, oh no, he didn't do Thunderbolt. Never mind. Never mind. It's all good. All right. Here we go. So, the Frost Giant with the axe. He's attacking with that frosty axe. That's a 6+. That's a 15. I forgot to target. It does not hit the AC. Okay, I see a CR4. That could be good. So he is going to miss with the first attack. Let's see if he hits with the second one here. He just hits with the second one. All right, let's roll for damage. Against the the Storm Giant Chad, 34 damage. Now, because of Kate, he's got 2 more attacks as he has a whole nother action. So we send in another attack. Again, just hitting with a 7. And we're going to go ahead and do one more. Will he get a nat 20? No, but he gets an 18. Plenty high enough. So that is definitely 2 hits for sure. So that is 34 more damage. And then, honestly, the monsters are really trying here. What about 2 White Dragon Wormlings as the Frost Giant pets? They're CR2 each. So, unfortunately, I have to stick. We have a set of rules, and I have to stick rules as written. Only because once I start to change some things, then I might change other things, and I can't do that. Because, like, some of them are actually paid for. But, I mean, we'll see. We usually make it random, so we'll see what happens when we get there. But that is the end of, unless the monster isn't cool. That's the end of the Frost Giant. Bucky, a longtime crowd favorite, the Buccaneer, as he, aye, that hurt a bit, but not enough. And he's going to send his attention to who attacked him. He's going over to the Stone Giant. So he's going to start running over. 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's got a bunch of rapier attacks. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I believe, did the Stone Giant have a reaction or something? It does. But that's only on ranged attacks. Be back soon, no problem. Catch you soon. All right, so we do the normal attack from Bucky. He's definitely going to hit there. He gets 3, so we'll go ahead and roll all 3 to hit. That one's definitely going to hit. And for a third one, that's a 15+. Bucky runs up to the Stone Giant. Nick, welcome to the live. As Bucky, the hero, runs up to the Stone Giant monster and strikes 3 times. Oh! Little Tortilla Tree sending in an extra action for Bucky. Okay. Oh, that is massive. Extra actions are broken. All right, so that's normal damage. So after this action, we're going to go ahead and send in another one. 16 damage for the first one. We get 2 more. That is 12+4. That's another 16. And then 3+. Okay, so that's 7 damage total. And this would be the end of Bucky's turn. But Little Tortilla Tree comes in and gives him another action for 3 more attacks. So, let's see what he's got here. 14+. That's a 21. Let's go. Hero's coming in hot. 3+. All right, he is going to miss the second attack. But he gets a third one. Does get a third one. A nat 1. No. All right. We are going to need someone to throw some big money behind the monster, says Brian. We are going to use one of our advantage rolls for that last one, because I don't like nat 1s here. And you guys are crushing it on the likes on TikTok and on YouTube. So we'll go ahead and use Rick! Rick! Coming in with the $10, bringing in a CR10 monster. Okay, hold on. I got to do the advantage roll, and then we're going to bring in a CR10 from Rick. Oh my God. Wait 1 minute. Let me just finish the last attack here. He's hit once already. I got to roll the damage. The 10+, and Rick with another. Rick! Rick! Rick with 2 CR10 monsters. All right, hold on. He does hit with a second attack. Rick, you got to give me a minute. I gotta finish this guy's thing. Hold on. All right. He does normal damage for both of these. Is it enough to finish? Let's see. Does Little Tortilla Tree finish off the Stone Giant? He does finish off the Stone Giant. All right. So Little Tortilla Tree helping out the heroes using Bucky as his hero of choice finishes off the Stone Giant as Bucky slashes through this monster, tearing him apart. Now, we need to bring in 2 CR10 monsters thanks to Rick. And that's going to be a pretty big blow to the heroes. So, for those of you over on Twitch and on TikTok, you'll see the wheel pop up for the monsters. Again, I wish I could do it on TikTok. They don't have a way for me to do it yet. I am working on finding a way. But in the meantime, if you're over there, you get to see these coming in. But I'll obviously tell you. We have a young red dragon. And then, for a second one, because Rick is insane, we have a Fomorian deep crawler. I don't know what that is, but it sounds something cavernous. So probably in the Stone Giant area. So, Fomorian deep crawler and a young red dragon. Let me grab those real quick. Rick, go ahead and give me some names. Let's start with the Fomorian. Fomorian deep... Look at this thing. What even is that? Rick brings in this creepy thing. Honestly, doesn't it kind of look like the Stone Giant just got wrecked and turned into this? So this thing comes crawling out of the rock somehow from underneath, just is ready to attack Bucky, who a second ago was uber cocky, and now all of a sudden is like, "Hey, that's gonna be a problem." And then a young red dragon, and you know where that's going. You know where the young red dragon's going. The fire giant, who has an egg right next to his stool here, his chair. He's got a pet young red dragon, obviously. All right, so Rick has brought in 2 more monsters to help the monsters out. And let me add him to battle. Yep. All right, the heroes are now in a little bit of a pickle. Okay. Young red dragon is in. Fomorian deep crawler is in. It is now the good Storm Giant's turn, who actually has Chad's body because Muddy for the crawler. I like that. Hold on, let me change the name to Muddy. So we're about to have Muddy the Fomorian deep crawler. Let me change the name here. Muddy. All right. And then whenever you come up with a name for the young red dragon, it's all yours. While we take care of the good Storm Giant. Oh, Pike for the other. I like that. I like that a lot. Pike for the young red dragon. All right. So, Pike is in. And now, the good Storm Giant is going to... He's going to use his bonus action to regain 20 HP, first of all, because he is down over 20, so why wouldn't he? Red Dragon, let's go, says Buffalo Beatbox. All right, use the ability, roll, but he doesn't actually roll anything. But then he applies 20 HP to himself, and then he's going to use his... He's going to use his Great Sword twice. Let me go ahead and target the right person here. I was targeting the wrong person. Okay, so... Chad the Champion is attacking... Ooh, an 8+. Let's go ahead and use another advantage roll here, as he's technically on the good guy side now. So that's 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and use... No, I'm just going to use it for this one. So he had an advantage on this one. Let's go ahead and roll it. Oh, that's a big hit. That is definitely hitting. And then let's go ahead and roll for his second attack. Oh, he misses the second one. Lame. That's okay. We're going to roll for damage for the first one. And he also gets some extra damage for having more than half of his hit points. So we roll the extra 4 here. Apply and apply. Okay. So, I hope that applied the right way. It looks like it did. It did. All right. That is the end of the good Storm Giant's turn. I think that he is going to run. Stop it. Yeah, it's just that meme of the two Spider-Mans, and then they just start, oh, stop hitting yourself. He's going to turn and run towards his friends here. So he's going to back this way, and that's going to give him an opportunity attack. The bad Storm Giant Chad. So let's roll to see if he hits. He's going to target him. Roll the Great Sword attack. Does he hit? He does. Nuts. All right, so we roll the damage here. And we'll go ahead and roll the extra bit of damage because he also has more than half of his hit points. So that's 15 and another 9. Ouch. Owie. As he uses the rest of his movement to get over here towards Caesar. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. All right. That is the end of good Storm Giant Chad Body's turn. Up next, we have Muddy. Muddy, the CR10 just brought in by Rick, who is going to obviously attack the person in front of him. And I don't even know what Muddy can do. We're going to find out. So he moves his movement speed up towards Bucky. And this is going to be most likely problematic for Bucky. Okay, no problem. Okay, he can climb a lot. That's cool. So he targets so he can use Crawling Hex, target one creature it can see within 60 feet of itself. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or take 31 psychic damage and have the prone condition and become cursed for 1 hour. And he can't stand up at the end of prone. So Bucky would forever be prone. At least while he's alive. All right, we're going to use Crawling Hex. That's actually hilarious. So we need a Wisdom save from Bucky. Will he save? Good luck, Buck. Jesse, what's going on? That is a save from Bucky. And it does not take half. So that's it. He saves. Muddy does nothing to Bucky. That is wild. That would have hurt a lot, actually. Jesse, Disabled Sailor, what's going on? Welcome to the live. You guys missed it. Rick brought in 2 CR10s. You see Muddy and Pike here for the monsters. Rick is adamantly helping out the monsters here. And Bucky just dodged a bullet. So it is now the Cloud Giant's turn. I know, Rick. I thought that was going to be wicked. It's now the Cloud Giant's turn, who's going to stay in the back. This one's not going to move forward. It is going to slightly move so it can get between the pillars here. Actually, so it can go around. It is going to move forward a little bit. So it can go around the pillars, and it's going to attack Chad. I have removed my cards from my phone, so I am no assistance tonight, says Germ. So the Cloud Giant is going to target Chad Storm Giant. Explosive Engineer, welcome to the live. This is the Midweek Monster Mash, which is heroes versus monsters, and you can help either side. They start off fair and even. All right, so the Cloud Giant is attacking Chad, the Storm Giant, he could do spell casting. I don't remember what spell she has. She's got Misty Step. Probably won't do any of that. So she's going to go with the Thundercloud. Oh, yeah. That's good since you're rooting for the hero side. Who are you talking about? I'm not rooting for the hero side. Oh, you're talking about Germ? Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and roll for this Thundercloud. That was almost a nat 20. Did you see that? All right. So she misses the first one. And we're going to go ahead with a second one and see if she hits this time. 15 plus a million. Definitely hitting. So we are going to go ahead and do one bit of damage for this one, which is 19. Not too much to Chad. Oh, no. Who did that apply to? I don't know who it applied to. Was it Chad? I have no idea who that 19 applied to. So I don't think it went here, though, so we got to do it to Storm Giant, unfortunately. Because I may double down, but it doesn't look like it happened. Okay, that's the Cloud Giant's turn. She's going to use the rest of her movement to back up a little. Cloud Giants are highly intelligent. Highly intelligent. Okay, that is the end of the Cloud Giant's turn. Up next, we have the Basilisk, as requested by Beatbox, Buffalo Beatbox, I believe. Or it may have been Little Tortilla, but I think it was Buffalo Beatbox. The Basilisk is going to slither its way over to Aang. 5, 10, 15. And the Basilisk is going to... Oh. Okay, it's going to use its bite attack first. Let me target. It has a bonus action. Go Basilisk, petrify him is what Buffalo's saying. Yep, that's what I'm seeing. It misses its attack, but it does have an extra bonus action. All right, let me... Oh, could he get... Oh, he could have gotten 2 if nobody split up the way they did. All right, so as you can see, hopefully you can read what it does there. We are going to place the measured template, and it's going to face towards Aang. 2024 Basilisk. It is, I believe, the 2024 Basilisk. I'm pretty sure. So, Constitution saving throw. Aang needs to make a con save. We're going to roll it. A nat 20 for the con save. No! That would have been so cool, Buffalo. Nuts. If the Basilisk sees the reflection with the con, the Basilisk was it. It repeats. Ending this. The target has a petrified condition instead of the restrained condition. Jesse! Everyone, Jesse over on YouTube bringing in, I believe, yes, a friendly adult dragon to help the heroes as this Basilisk misses its attack. Oh my God, Jesse! Oh God. You know, just when I think the heroes are screwed, Kate says no over in TikTok. Oh my God. All right, so the Basilisk miss everything, unfortunately, for the monsters. Let's go ahead and grab our adult dragon. For those of you on TikTok, on YouTube or Twitch, you will see the wheel pop up. The adult dragon wheel. Oh my God. Jesse. Jesse with a second adult dragon? Oh. All right. Okay. Jesse does not want the monsters to win tonight. So we have an adult white dragon, and he says their names are Dave and Buster. You know, we have an adult white and adult red dragon come flying into the battle because the giants don't like dragons. That's a known fact. Giants and dragons don't get along, so it only makes sense that Dave and Buster, and you know what? We're going to have them come prancing through the front door. All right, let me drag them in. Oh, Jesse! Jesse! All right, hold on. Adult white dragon and adult red dragon. Oh my God. So as everyone is mid-battle, these two adult dragons land at the front door and just start crawling through. Good save. Start crawling through the front door, staring at the rest of the giants, and immediately the heroes know, all right, this is bad news bears for the giants. Oh my God. Jesse. Oh, Jesse and Rick, you guys are wild. All right, I'm throwing these two in, and I got to name them. Dave and Buster. Dave, the white dragon, and Buster, the red dragon. Oh my goodness. Okay. James, welcome to the live. All right. So these dragons now join the heroes, and the monsters being the remaining giants, as well as Muddy the Thing, whatever that thing is. I don't remember the name of it. and the young red dragon know that this is a little bit of a problem. The Basilisk finishes its turn. It is now Caesar Slad's turn, who's feeling confident with the amount of support the heroes are getting right now. Don't forget, those of you on TikTok, every 2,000 likes gives an advantage roll to the heroes. Every 10,000 brings in a new monster. We are 4,000 away from a new monster. Griff Collects, welcome back, buddy. Welcome to the live. Green Slad is up. Kate says call Meatball. By the way, I missed that. Green Slad is up. Green Slad is actually going to probably... I'm thinking he might cast Fireball. But he's near the fire people. I don't think he's going to... I don't think it'll reach here. He is going to cast it, though. He's going to cast it on the Frost Giant. What do you guys think? So we're going to cast Fireball on the Frost Giant. It might reach the Cloud Giant in the back. We'll find out. So let's go ahead and cast Fireball. He only gets to do it once. It does reach... Does it reach both? Or is it just... Oh, it just misses. It just misses both if I do it in the middle. So he's got to pick one. So I think that he's going to put the Fireball on... I mean, what frosty person wants to be burned, you know? So I think he's going to put it on the Frost Giant. Does it work here? It may still work here. Let's see. It does not. Okay. All right, so he's only doing it on the Frost Giant. But it's Fireball. It's going to do some damage, you know? All right. So let's go ahead and roll our attack. Actually, it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Dexterity saving throw for the Frost Giant. A nat 1 for the dex save. Oh, no. Which is a 0 as he gets a -1. So the hit on the Frost Giant is going to hit. And it's going to take full damage. So let's go ahead and roll our damage. 8d6 fire damage. And I see 2 6s and a 5 there. That's 30. Not a bad Fireball. Steps in front of it. Who steps in front of it? I missed what steps in front of it means. I apologize. Oh, did I deal this to the wrong person again? On save, half damage. Oh, no, I did it to Aang by accident. All right, hold on. I need to give Aang 30 HP back. I keep forgetting to target. Plus 30. And apply to him. There we go. Okay. And that is the end of the Fireball. And the end of Caesar Slad's turn. Who does not have any bonus actions, I believe. Oh. Rolling a 0. It should be like a crit hit. Got it. He could shapeshift. He's not going to do that. Oh, and at the start of Caesar Slad's turn, he regenerates 10 HP. The heroes are looking really good tonight. Really good tonight. It is Pike, the young fire giant's turn. Or the young fire dragon's turn. Young red dragon. So, you know he's got a weapon. Oh, do these have... They have legendary actions. Okay, before that happens... We've got legendary actions from the adult dragons. So, let's see. Dave, legendary action, can move up to half its speed, and it makes 1 rend attack. So, we'll do that. It is going to leap into the air. And it's not going to be, it's only going to be about 10 feet off the ground. It's going to leap in the air. Let me put 10. So he goes 10 up, and he can fly 80, so he can go another 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he can make 1 attack, and the only thing it can reach is the poor Basilisk here. So the Basilisk is in trouble. As this adult white dragon comes in with a rend attack that can do quite the serious amount of damage. And a 12 plus 11 is definitely going to hit. So we deal our damage. Oh, that's big damage too. The Basilisk loses half of its HP. All right. Now, Buster here also, they might have went out of order. Buster here also gets to go. And its legendary action, it can cast Scorching Ray or use Pounce. I think it's going to use Pounce for now. So, usability. So, it can move up to half its speed, which is the same amount. So, it also is going to go 10 feet in the air and go flying over 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it also can only reach the Basilisk. So, the Basilisk is just taking heat from these two dragons. So it gets a rend attack, normal. 13 plus, definitely going to hit. Definitely going to hit. All right. And we will apply that. The Basilisk somehow still survives. Somehow. All right. Now the young red dragon finally gets to take its turn. So we get to see what Pike's going to do here. And I think that Pike is going to additionally leap into the air. Resilience, says Rick. Pike is going to leap 10 feet into the air as well. Actually, Pike is going to leap a bit higher because it's not as big. We're in 40-foot ceilings here. So Pike is going to leap 30 feet into the air. And so that's 30 feet of flight as it leaps up. And then it's got 50 feet of flight left. And I think it's going to fly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And we're going to try a breath weapon here. I don't know where best to attack as many heroes as possible, but we're going to try here. So he's got Fire Breath, usability. Oh, it doesn't reach Chad from here, and I don't think it would hit it like this. All right, so he's just going to go for... I'm thinking he's going to go for Bucky... No, Aang. Oh, he doesn't want to kill the Basilisk, though. I think he's going to go here. Although he should be back 5 feet, but he could fly 5 feet closer. So, yeah, he's going to do it. Here he goes. We need dex saves from, unfortunately, everyone, including the Basilisk. I'm not going to do Buster because Buster's going to be immune as an adult red dragon. So we need to make dexterity saving throws. A nat 20 for somebody. And Dave fails, and the Basilisk fails. So the Basilisk is probably donezo. So we roll our damage, which is 16 d6s. 44 damage. The Basilisk, donezo, does not have a reaction. Oops, my fault. Basilisk gone. Now, Aang has something super cool. Aang, the cultist, takes acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. Or the response, the cultist gives itself resistance to that instance of damage and gains 10 temporary hit points. So it gives itself resistance to fire damage for this instance of damage and gains 10 HP. So it only takes half and gets 10 temporary hit points. Great, welcome to the live. As Aang takes only half, so I need to apply to the selected. Dave failed. Aang succeeded and takes half, so he takes a quarter. Aang takes a quarter. Dave takes half. So we apply that, and then Aang gets plus 10 temporary hit points. And then, oh shoot. Yeah. And then Jesse in YouTube comes in with a hero full heal, which going to the most damaged hero in this instance would be Chad, the Storm Giant-y Frost Giant. No, Storm Giant-y Champion. So, healing almost 200 HP to Chad. That is wild Jesse. With a massive heal for the heroes. The monsters are in big trouble here. Big trouble. Aang got his quarter damage and his temp. We are now... Oh, yeah. Why did he not full heal? That's odd. Oh, it didn't add 200. Okay, got it. Good save. Good save. It was supposed to add 200, but it gave him 200. Rick with a full heal to the monsters. So, Rick, in this instance, it would be the Frost Giant. Rick with a full heal, adding about 100 HP. So we'll go ahead and add the full heal to him, which is definitely going to help. Yeah, he definitely needed it. Emily, welcome to the live. And so now those two have full healed. The young dragon has taken its turn. This is absolute chaos. If you're just joining in, we're doing the Midweek Monster Mash, which is a fair battle between heroes and monsters, where you guys get to actually change the tides of battle. Maybe you help the monsters, maybe you help the heroes. It's totally up to you. We've had a lot of people helping the heroes tonight, but we've had a couple monsters added in as well. Don't forget, every 2,000 likes gives an advantage roll to the heroes. Every 10,000 brings in a new monster. Okay, that is Pike's turn. We have quite the full map tonight, says Rick. Fair, says Brian. Hey, it starts off fair. I don't know what you want from me. But it is now the Storm Giants. No, Pike just went. Oh, no. Oh, the thing's doing the thing again. Okay. I'm trying to remember how I fixed this last time. All right. Give me 1 second. I think I need to exit out of this. I'm hoping it doesn't get rid of... Sorry. 1 moment. Hopefully it doesn't get rid of everything here. I'm going to hit F5 to refresh. And... All right, let me go to this real quick. 1 moment. This will only take a second. All right, now we don't have notifications there. Okay. As we fix our thing here, how's everybody's night going? So, unfortunately, the battle encounter, once I start to get a lot of monsters and stuff, I notice that sometimes it resets itself. Oh, the legendary actions. Jesse, good call. I will fix that on my way back in. Where is Foundry? There it is. We're going to fix this. It's popping right back up. Popping right back up. Foundry just takes a second to load up. And as soon as we come back in, we are doing the legendary actions. Jesse, I am sweating my butt off. I got to turn this off. Okay, the Midweek Monster Mash is coming back in. 1 second. Yes. Yeah, but they shouldn't be able to see anything here that they can't see, I don't think. All right, so there we go. Let's double check. Everything's good. Nothing to really see here. Yeah. Oh, nuts. That's right, I changed it. No, there we go. Okay. So, we're back. Let me continue the music. Okay, we are back. Next up, we have to do legendary actions before it's Storm Giant's turn, but Storm Giant Chad's turn. All right, so, oh yeah, good call, good call. We're back. So, technically, in turn order, it should be Buster first. So, Buster's going to go first, and Buster is going to use its second legendary action to use Fiery Rays. And so he gets to use, where's it at? Scorching Ray against, it's 3 attacks if I remember correctly. We're going to go against the Storm Giant. The Frost Giant, I'm sorry. Normal. 15 plus. That definitely hits now. Yeah, so I got to do 3 more. I don't know why it didn't tell me whether or not that hit. That was odd. There you go. That one did. So those 2 definitely hit. And finally, God, he rolls so high. So high. 11 plus. Definitely going to hit. So damage times 3. And normal. So we're going to watch all 3 of these pop up. Luckily, it's not a ton of damage. Luckily for the monsters. All right, that is its turn. That is his second legendary action. Now Dave is going to have its legendary action, and it's going to go straight for Pike. And it could use Freezing Burst, but it hits every creature, so it's just going to use Pounce, and it's going to use its Rend attack. Normal. So we'll see what happens here. 6+. Oh, it misses. Does it? Wow, 18 AC for the Young Red Dragon. So it does miss. But now it's Storm Giant Champion Chad's turn. Who's going to... and start running. 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's going to get right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. Because Chad ain't scared of nothing. And he's probably going to attack. He's been attacking the other Chad. So I feel like he's going to attack this one. And so we will do the Greatsword attacks. He does have more than half of his HP. Oh, it was so close to a nat 20. So close. Kyle from HR is back. What's going on? It is looking, since you left, way worse for the monsters. These folks have wholeheartedly supported the monsters. I mean, the heroes. So we will damage the good Storm Giant from the bad one. The dice rolls are not showing. Oh, thank you. All right, we apply that. And he gets to do a little bit of extra damage because he has more than half of his HP. So we roll the 2d6 extra damage, which is another 9 points of damage. So we apply that. And that is the end of Bad Storm Giant Champion's turn. So now we are up at the top to Buster's turn. But before he goes, Dave is going to use one more legendary action to use Pounce here. Which means he gets to do one more Rend attack. And he rolls a 15 plus a million. So that one definitely hits this time. He did not hit last time. And that's 16 damage to Pike. All right, so Pike finally takes a hit from this larger frosty white dragon. Now, Buster's turn. Buster may be problematic. See, the breath weapons, though, here are problematic. Did we get another monster at 20k? I don't see 20k on my end. You may have to refresh the TikTok. Unfortunately, it does not count all the likes sometimes if you're putting up a bunch. Paul Mullet, welcome back to the Wednesday stream. Appreciate you being here. Everyone's been helping the heroes out. The monsters are in trouble. Like this adult white dragon here looks like a monster, but somebody brought that in for the heroes. So he's going to fly around. He's got a lot of flight. He's 10 feet up. He's going to fly over Aang. Oh, God, he can't do anything here without hurting the good guys, and he doesn't want to do that. So I think that he's going to... All right, he's going to do it. He's going to fly this way. 15, 20. Now, when he flies away, Pike, the enemy red dragon, does get a free attack. We'll see if he hits. See if he hits here. So he's attacking Dave from Dave and Buster's. So we roll the attack to see if he'll hit. He does not hit. So Pike, nervous after that last hit against himself. The red one, that is. Yes. All right, so he's still 10 foot up. He's not going to be able to fit in between those two. But he's flying a lot. He's got 80-foot flight. He's going to move to here. And then he's going to get right around this corner. So as he Smaug style comes around the side, as he peers around, even though Smaug's a different type, he is going to exhale this frozen... Oh! The Storm Giant is not going to take that. I was on the opposite side of things. I mean, the Frost Giant's not going to take that. Let me redo that. He's going to breathe it this way. In my head, he was doing a fire breath, and that's why he wasn't going to do it at Pike and the Fire Giant. He's definitely doing it this way. Sorry, everybody. That's my fault. I believe he was here. All right. Now, where were we? Yeah, like Rick said, TikTok likes to stop accepting likes after so many. You just got to restart. I apologize. So he's using his cold breath, sending it this way, and he's definitely hitting them both. All right. And with that, we select these two that need to make a DC 19 con save. Let's see if they succeed. They both fail. Yikes. And although neither of them is vulnerable, they're both immune to fire. Okay, so they both are taking full damage. Full 12d8 frost damage to these fiery creatures. And we apply that. Yikes. That was a solid frost breath from Dave here. All right. So that's going to be... Oh, okay. That is all Dave can do. Yeah. Okay. That's all he can do. That is the end of his turn. It is now Buster's... Oh, no. Were you... Okay. Jesse, I see what you were... I was moving the wrong one the whole time. That's what you were saying, the red one, that is. And I... Okay. All right. All right. We are caught back up. I'm going to skip Dave's next turn because I went early. All right. The red one would have flown this way. We're back in action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. Dave was supposed to be doing a legendary action. I confused myself and did the legendary action and then took Dave's turn instead of going back to Buster. So it is Buster's turn. Dave should have never had his frost breath there. Cardell Mills, welcome to the live. So Buster's going to go around this corner like I was planning the first time with a fire breath. And he's going to use it here, and we'll see if he hits. That is on me, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. All right. So he's going to use his fire breath. He is not going to reach the Cloud Giant. But he goes this way to threaten the Cloud Giant. All right. So now the Frost Giant needs to make a dexterity saving throw. All good. We're all sorted back out. Appreciate it. In Veramus, welcome to the live as you're watching Buster, the friendly adult red dragon, send fire towards the mean Frost Giant. Tristan Howells, welcome to the live. And the Frost Giant fails the dex save. We are about to roll 17 d6 fire damage. Oh my god. Yikes. So we apply this to the Frost Giant. Owie. A ton of damage. Jesse says, oh yeah. Jesse's obviously rooting for the heroes here. Poor Frost Giant. Yikes. Okay, so that is the end of Buster's turn. Now, up next is Sassy. Now, theoretically, Dave would get another... Dave, the other friendly adult dragon you guys brought in, gets to send an attack towards Aang as a legendary action. Oh, no, he's out. He's out of legendary action till his turn. And I'm also noticing Dave isn't on here. We need to add Dave. That's problematic. I don't know why he never got added. Maybe I lost him when I had to back out momentarily. Okay, so he has no more. He has no more till his turn, but he's up in 2 turns. Okay. So now it is Sassy's turn. Sassy is going to use his bonus action to try and hide from this evil Frost Giant. That is true. Buster did not get to use his last regular one, but it is brought back up. So after Sassy's turn, he's got all of his back. Sassy's going to use his bonus action to hide, which is a stealth check, and he is very good at stealth. So he's going to use his bonus action. 9 plus 10 is a 19. That will definitely be hidden from the Frost Giant, whose perception check, not that high. Then Sassy's going to, using his action, peek around the statue and fire off a shot with advantage. So he's going to peek around here, and I'm going to target him, and he's going to fire it off. So he gets his first light crossbow attack with advantage. 15 plus, definitely going to hit. And then he gets 2 more, which might as well. We've got enough legs for more advantages. Oh, his friendly was within 5 feet away. You're right. Does he? He doesn't have sneak attack though. So he doesn't get that bonus, unfortunately. So we are gonna fire off 2 more. Like crossbow. But he does get to do 1,000,000 damage with his poisonous crossbow. Oh, I said I was doing with advantage the next 2. We're using 2 more advantage rolls. So this was advantage for the first one. So he's hit twice now. And then we need to do a 3rd one, which is not an nat 20. But all 3 are going to hit this giant, who is in trouble. Absolutely in trouble. So, because these damages are a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of dice. 1, 2, and 3. 23, 36, and 29. Yikes, yikes, and yikes. So Sassy, the unsung hero from around the statue, pew, 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 fires off 3 shots, taking out the frost giant. And then Sassy is going to continue to maneuver around the statue away from the other closer giants. All right. Up next is going to be Chad. But before that, Buster gets to take his turn, his legendary action. And I think that he's 10 feet in the air, so he gets to move half of his movement. I think that he's going to fly over to the cloud giant. I don't think he's going to reach her. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, he's definitely not going to reach, but I think he's going to start flying that direction. And he's not going to use any attack this round. So he's going to fly over here, because he could use his pounce, but he can't reach anything. 25, 30, 35, 40. As he goes flying over towards Sassy, the legend of the pilot. Yeah, Sassy did an insane amount of damage on the pilot episode. It is now Chad's turn. The storm giant, who was a champion. So we need to roll to see if he gets this back. Gets lightning storm back again. So Chad, feeling this immense new power, is going to turn his focus also towards the cloud giant. And he's going to fire off lightning storm. Yikes. You guys are still seeing it, right? Yep. All right. So he's firing one off over the cloud giant as a bolt of lightning strikes the ground. We are going to need to make a dex saving throw from the cloud giant. Send it, says Jesse. 17 plus 1,000,000. Oh, no. No, wait. Oh, I thought he had... Never mind. That was for the attack. The cloud giant fails with a roll of 17. Has plus 0 to its dex save. That's insanity. So it's definitely hitting and full damage. Yeah. Nothing it can do about this. It has been sent, says Jesse. 64 lightning damage. Yikes. Owie. Oh my gosh. All right. So that is Chad's turn, who is loving all of the power it has all of a sudden. So up next is Dave's turn. But before Dave's turn, we get another legendary action from Buster. So he's down to 1 left, but he's going to use the same pounce. He's going to move half his speed. So he's going to weave in between these columns. And he's going to strike the cloud giant with his rend attack. Oh, move map. Good call, good call. Good save. He hits, rolling a 3 plus, what is that? 14 manages to hit. Oh my god. Dragons in Dungeons and Dragons are broken. Agardo Sira? I'm not sure how to say that. I apologize. But welcome to the live. You are watching Buster take a legendary action against this Cloud Giant as dragons fight the giants. But that is the end of his legendary action. We go back to Dave, who is another friendly adult dragon, who's going to... It's his turn, so he gets his Frost Breath back potentially. Oh, he does not. So now he gets to do a couple different things. But he's going to do 3 rend attacks, and he's going to do them against Pike, the unfriendly young fire red dragon. So he goes here, and he gets to do 3 rend attacks. 1 is 11 plus a million. That's going to hit. 2 is 2 plus more. Welcome to the live. That one does not hit. And 3, does he hit here? 11 does also hit. So he hits with 2 of his attacks. The first one, 14 damage. The second one is going to be 18 damage. Yikes. Sorry, Pike. Sorry, Pike. And with that, he is going to get all of his legendary actions back. It is now Pike's turn. But before we go to Pike's turn, we go back to Buster's final legendary action. And Buster, of course, is going to use that legendary action against the Cloud Giant. The monsters tonight, ladies and gentlemen, did not want to win. Almost more than the heroes last week did not want to win. Yes, he is, says Jesse. And one more attack. Oh, man. Both are hitting. Oh. Yikes. Oh, wait. What did I do? I did 2. It was only supposed to be 1. Dum-dum. All right, so the first one was 15. Apply that. The second one doesn't count. It's supposed to only be 1 attack. Okay. Now... Oh, it's not the fire... It's not the red dragon's turn. It's the fire giant's turn. Okay. So the fire giant doesn't like that Dave continues to attack his pet. So he's going to lumber over and kind of leaping up onto the desk that he's got here that isn't too high for him, but he's going to leap up on the desk and he's going to look at Dave I keep mixing all the Oh, Little Tortilla Tree giving the fire giant another action. Wait a minute. I appreciate it, Little Tortilla Tree. This could be another problem. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking, Little Tortilla Tree, because in this game, action economy is everything. What if we go for Bucky and Aang to start taking out the good guys, minimizing this team here? I'm thinking that's what we got to do. Because action economy, like I said, is everything. And you still got Muddy here. Says, I like it. All right, let's do it. We're going for Bucky first. All right. So, Dagger, welcome to the live. So, we've got the hammer throw. Don't forget, every 2,000 likes, we are at 18,000, 2,000 more, and we bring in another monster. All right. He misses? Or does he hit? Oh, no, he hits. He hits. That's right. He's got plus a lot. So, he hits Bucky with the first one. Will he hit with the second? 16, definitely hitting. So we do our 2 damages here against Bucky, which is a good amount of damage. Good amount of damage. 31. Oh, no. Bucky is definitely going to be gone on this one. Oh! And with that, Bucky looks up to the sight of 2 Thor's hammers slamming into him and splattering Bucky into the rock and pavement behind. Oh, Jesse! No, unfortunately, it was not in time. It was not in time as I was supposed to have a good, I was supposed to explain, like, come up with ways to determine that next time. But, give me 1 second here. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to hold it. Aang is going to take his 2 hits. And then we'll do it there. So, the hammer throw again. Jesse coming in with another full heal for the heroes. I mean, that one does hit Aang. And another one. All right, so we're going to do the damage for both of these, which is normal. That's 26. And then another one. If Aang gets hit on first, use it between. Okay. I would say that he probably wouldn't just because, like, he was way good. He was way good. There was no way he was going to die on this one. But now he gets the full heal paid for by Jesse over in YouTube as he takes the hits and this weave of energy surrounds Aang and revitalizes him and heals him. As the monsters were looking like they were going to have a good chance there with another action. Shout out Lil Tortilla Tree for sending the action. We are 2,000 away from adding a new monster. The dice will decide the rest, says Jesse. They sure will. All right. So the good Chad Storm Giant from earlier, this is a hero, not an enemy, as the wild magic surges have confused everything. He's going to attack not good person, but first, we got to do some legendary actions. Up first is not Buster. He is out of legendary actions. Buster had 3. He has used them all. So until his turn, he does not get another. But Dave, the adult white dragon, Maddie, welcome. The adult white dragon that's helping the good guys has legendary actions. And will use them against Pike here. So she gets to use Pounce. She could use Freezing Burst. But she's going to hit Aang. Oh, do you guys think? I think we're going to use Freezing Burst. What's the range? Freezing Burst range. 30-foot radius. Oh, and she can center it. Never mind. We're using Freezing Burst. Usability. All right, we're going to send it right here. Okay. So, Freezing Burst, as you can see, all 3 of them are going to need to make Constitution saving throws. Pike, Muddy, and Fire Giant, all enemies. Once again, you are 2,000 likes away on TikTok from adding a new enemy, if you want to help the monsters out. They're going to all need to make con saves. Let's see what they got here. We have 1 success from Pike, 2 fails from the Fire Giant and Muddy. So we'll go ahead and do the damage, which is only 2d6 cold damage, 7 total. But the selected are who takes it. Pike succeeded, so he takes half, and we apply that damage to all 3. It's not much, but it's a little bit of frost damage there. That is the end of his legendary action. So now back to good Storm Giant Chad champion. He is going to strike evil Storm Giant Chad champion, which is here. So left is attacking right. Shout out Wild Magic Surges. He does have over half his HP, so he gets to do a little extra damage as well. So let's make our 3 great sword attacks. Oh, a 2 is going to miss. Will the second one hit? A 5 is also going to miss. Will Chad miss all 3? No. He's going to hit the third one. He's going to hit it, so he gets to do some damage here. And because he has over half of his HP, he gets to do a little bit of extra damage, which is 2d6's additional damage. So we're going to apply that and apply that. And that is the end of good Storm Giant Chad's turn. All right. So we're going to go to the next one, which is Muddy, brought in by Rick. Clearly rooting for the monsters, Rick was. Muddy, he could try... Well, let's see if he gets it back. He does not get the Crawling Hex back. So he gets multiple slam attacks. He has to do 2 of them. Oh, he would have gotten to do multiple slam attacks last time as well. I didn't see that. So he doesn't have any spells or anything. Yeah, he's just going to move up and do 2 slam attacks against Dave, the white dragon, the white adult dragon. Oh wait, we got to do legendaries. Forgot about that, or at least one of them. So Dave is going to attack Pike once more. He's going to use Pounce. And that should be, I believe, the 3rd legendary action of his. Dave, 1, 2. No, it's only 2nd. Okay, so he gets to use a rend attack. And 11 plus is going to hit. We deal the damage. 14 more damage to Pike. Pike is not looking good. Now, back to Muddy. Muddy is going to make his 2 slam attacks against Dave, who's 10 feet up, but Muddy is huge, so he can easily reach. And a nat 1. This is the week of the heroes. The monsters don't want it. The monsters do not want it. Will they get a nat 20 here to make up for it? Oh, did you see? It was so close. It was on the 20 and flopped over to a 2. Oh, I'm sorry, Rick. Muddy did not want to hit. Oh, wow. All right. Well, it's the Cloud Giant's turn. But before that, we go back to Dave for his final legendary action. And he's going to do the same thing. Rend attack to hit. As this adult white dragon just continues to lay into this young red dragon. Ooh, big hit. Let's see what the damage is like, though. 14. Yikes. All right. So back to the Cloud Giant. The Cloud Giant is getting wrecked by Buster here and has no choice but to defend itself. So, well, hold on now. She could Misty Step, but I don't think it's going to matter, and I think that she would know that because the dragon's just going to follow her. Yeah, she's going to stay where she's at. Let me just double check. The spells don't have anything good. Turn 4 spells, you can exert your will on a creature. On Caesar's turn? What does that mean, Jesse? What does the on Caesar's turn mean? Sorry. Oh, Jesse. Okay, got it. Jesse sends in a Wild Magic Surge on Caesar's turn. Okay, you got it. You got it. I want to do this Rick with a full monster heal. All right. Hold on. All right, you driving me. Until the end of your next turn, the creature has the restrain. Jesse with another Wild Magic Surge. Oh, my God. All right, hold on. All right, Rick. All right, we got this. We got this. First, I'm going to cast Telekinesis on... we're going to cast it on the giant... the adult dragon. Jesse and Rick, you guys are wild. I love it. I love it. Strength saving throw from the dragon. Let's see if it makes it. It is going to make it. Nuts! You saw it on that 2, though, right? All right. So, that's unfortunate. Okay. But in the meantime, I guess it would be the Cloud Giant that's taking the full heal. Looks to be the most damaged. Let's see. Pike has 120 damage. The Cloud Giant has 180. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we'll go ahead and heal the Cloud Giant. God, it would have been awesome if Buster was frozen, though, for the monsters. Now, at the end of the Cloud Giant's turn, Dave is out of legendary actions. So is Buster. And so it is Caesar's turn, which means we get 2 more Wild Magic Surges brought in by Jesse. Could this be any more confusing? Let's find out. Wild Magic Surge. We are going to interact. We've got time stops for everyone but you for 1 round. You may act freely while others are frozen. Whoa. So he's basically going to get a free action to move around and do whatever he wants. And then a second one. Jesse. You all right. Jesse, I'm going to make the second one different just to make it more fun. It's up to you. If you decide you want me to keep that second one, I'll do so. But oh, a spectral shield hovers near you for the next minute. So, let's see. Slad now has an 18 AC instead of a 16. That's massive. I need to change this to +2. Jesse says I'm good with whatever. Yeah, just to make it something a little extra. So Slad, as he stands there, everything around him stops. And for a moment, he knows that he can do whatever he wants. And he is going to have advantage on his attacks because it only makes sense. Everyone's frozen. And I would imagine it's like if they were if they were unconscious. So yeah, he technically gets 2 turns. The first one is as if everyone's unconscious, pretty much. He's going to get advantage. Oh, yeah, sorry. Good call on the wheel. He's going to get advantage, and it's going to be a critical hit if he hits. So he's going to go. He's tired of this bad, good Storm Giant thing. So he's going to attack him with advantage, all critical hits. Oh, and he regenerates 10 HP, but he didn't take any hits. Chaos Staff. He gets to make 3 attacks. All 3 at advantage, critical hits. This will be problematic. Almost a nat 20. A 19 instead. So we'll go ahead and do the damage as we go, because 2d8 plus 4 is all it does? Yeah, I hit. Didn't I hit crit? I did, right? Is it only? No way. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Is that true? Oh, and he gets a condition. Forgot about that. Okay. So, let me do this again. It's not much damage, but he gets conditions. Wow. He misses with that. And then finally, he misses twice with time frozen and advantage rolls with auto crits. That is insanity. No. No way. I did forget to apply this. Oh, no. Who did that apply to? That was not supposed to apply to Buster. That was supposed to apply to good person. Oh, and I'm targeting the wrong person anyway. Apply the 9 there. I need to go give Buster his 9 back. Plus 9 here. Okay. Alright. That's fixed. That's insane. He also has movement. Yeah, so he's going to... I gotta determine what the condition is. 1. So the condition for that was Charmed. I'm not doing Charmed, so we're gonna go to the next one, which is Frightened. So the Storm Giant is Frightened. Flank. I don't myself play flanking rules typically. It just ends up being too much to work with. But this guy is Frightened. He's going to move over here. And he's going to help. Oh, he can't go in the lava, though. He's going to go over here and say, screw those 2 Chad guys. Let them hit each other. And he's going to attack Pike over here. So now, as he gets over here, time comes back into reality. And immediately, bad Storm Giant Chad feels the pain as he was able to kind of see the tail end of Slad running away at the speed of light and becomes immediately afraid of him. So now Slad is going to attack Pike. And he's going to do the Chaos Staff once more. And we're going to use 3 advantage rolls. Again, because forget that madness. We are at 20,000 likes over on TikTok, meaning we are bringing in... Yeah, Buffalo Beatbox, I just saw that. Meaning we are bringing in another monster. Let me pull up the advantage counter here. It's supposed to be a 4. We're going to use 3 more here, so we have 7. All right. And I know, Buffalo, you asked for the Wormling before. It's within that realm here. So let me go ahead and bring him in. Wormling. And I believe you said White Dragon Wormling? No, that was a two. Oh, that's right. You said two of those. Was it red? Red Dragon Wormling with CR4. So we bring in a Red Dragon Wormling, which means we are only missing an Ancient Red Dragon. Because we now have the Red Dragon Wormling here, the young Red Dragon here, and the adult Red Dragon here. And the adult Red Dragon is Team Good Guys, and the other two are Team Bad Guys. That's hilarious. The Dragon family. The Red Dragon Wormling's obviously coming in on the fire side. It's there. And now it is Caesar Slad's turn as this new Dragon Wormling comes in. And Caesar Slad is using 3 advantage rolls to attack Pike 3 times. Here we go. That misses again. Are you kidding me? We need a nat 20 here. All right, the 15 is going to hit. Give me another nat 20. We've only had like 2 this time. We had like 1 million last week. Guys, I don't know what is happening, but that is crazy. Oh, this is Heroes anyway. I said that, yeah. Well, we had 1 million nat 20s last time. Crazy. Crazy. Wormling says, bro, are we fighting Dad? What's going on here? And now we need to roll a d4 to see what condition we have here. A 4, which I believe is prone, maybe? Incapacitated. So I need to... Oops, I turned the wrong thing off. I don't know what incapacitated is. So we need to remember that Pike is incapacitated. Yikes. It is Pike's turn. Oh, no. Still no more legendary actions from the other two at the moment. Pike is incapacitated. So he cannot take actions or reactions. We do still get to see if Pike gets his fire breath recharge back. He does not. I believe that an incapacitated creature can move. Yeah. Pike might want to move, but he also is going to draw at least 2 attacks. I don't think that he's going to move. I think he's going to stay there. All right. Pike can't do anything. That's the end of his turn. It is... is the storm... Did I miss... yeah, it's the Storm Giant's turn. Okay. So the Storm Giant is now still fighting a lookalike of himself, but that actually doesn't look like him in the weirdest way. He does have more than half his HP. So we're doing attack 3 times. Let's see if we get some solid rolls here. Hey, there you go. 1. 2 does hit, barely. And 3. 3 rolls of 3, and he does miss. I've actually started doing away with opportunity attacks for that very reason, unless surrounded. Yeah. Yeah, he can't move. He literally can't move. 21,000 legs, working our way up to another monster. All right, so he gets 2. 2 attacks do damage. That's 1, and here's another one. 11. Not much there. Okay. That is the end of his turn. Although, he never used his second wind. So he's going to use it. Okay. Oh, no, that was the good one. Which one's good? Yeah. Yeah. I think he did now. I don't know what's happening. We apply this. That's to good Storm Giant. No. We apply this to Storm Giant. There you go. Okay. That's the end of his turn. Now we are back to Buster's turn because in reality he knows it's hurt and any animal beast would try to get away. That's very true. Very true. Yeah, like he would for sure not want to stay in that situation. The question is, does Buster get his fire breath back? The answer is he does not. Now, what spells does he have? He can cast Fireball. He can cast Fireball. Does he want to do that? No, he does not. So he's going to just do his 3 rend attacks against the Cloud Giant. So we have Rend. Normal. 15 plus. Normal. That's a 4 plus, which still hits. That is insane. Insane. That's a 32 to hit. And that wasn't even a crit. Owie. Owie. This poor Cloud Giant is getting wrecked by Buster. Just drawing all the aggro for those of you Army of 2 fans out there. Oh, wait. What's the con save for? Oh, because he's casting. Oh, that's right. He tried. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, we don't need to do those because he did not succeed on the spell that he cast earlier. So that's why it's popping up with concentration saving. I'm just going to roll it as if he failed. No! I need him to fail this so it stops popping up. There you go. Okay. Oh, Buster's taking the legendary. What? What's happening here? All right, good enough. Now, you're right, Jesse. We got new legendary actions for Buster. It does automatically give it to them. Yep, perfect. Okay, so now it is Sassy's turn, who I feel like we haven't heard from in a minute. Sassy's going to use the bonus action to hide behind this statue from, I imagine, he's going to turn his focus. No, he's going to continue to focus on Pike. Everyone's focusing on Pike. So he's going to roll to hide. He's going to have advantage, too, because Pike is clearly surrounded. He doesn't really need advantage, but he's going to roll it with advantage. 17 total, which will be plenty. Because I think the passive perception of Pike is skills +8. So he's at 18. He does not get hidden. Wow. He has a passive perception of 18. So Sassy is not successfully hidden, even with advantage, which is insane. So he's going to pop out and going to do normal attacks with no extra advantage to it. Although we could change that. And he's just going to roll. Here he goes. So against Pike, the young red dragon, 3 short light crossbow attacks. First roll is 12 plus 1,000,000. That's going to hit. Second roll. Oh, so close to a nat 20 again. We are due a nat 20. The third attack will miss, but the first 2 will hit. That's the first damage, which is 33. Sassy's attacks are so deadly. And a 38. Yikes. So we are going to apply the first damage. And with the second one, Sassy, used to slaying dragons at this point, lines his shot up and pew, fires it off through the neck of Pike, who falls down to the ground. And that is the end of Pike. And there are so many heroes on the battlefield right now. Jesse with an extra action for Sassy. All right. So, Sassy, loving that shot, is going to gain this confidence to, again, peer over this wall that's half-sized. It's more of a separation wall, and you can even see through it. He's going to fire off some attacks at Muddy. Jesse. Normal roll. 13 plus. Normal roll. 16 plus. Is this where the nat 20 comes in? Is this where it comes in? No, but that would have been wicked. He hits with all 3 against Muddy. Muddy is in trouble. I don't know what Muddy's HP is, but this is going to be problematic, I think. 1, 2, and roll for it. There we go. 3. 25, 29, 29, and Jesse comes in with another extra action for Sassy, who is just minigun firing off these crossbows. Pew, 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 pew. And so we attack 3 more times with Sassy as he gets another action. 8 plus hits. Another one. 13 plus hits. And another one. 6 plus. That one misses. Kate says saving my donuts for next week, to be honest. Yeah, I get that, Kate. I get that. Yeah, the monsters, they didn't start off great. Rick came in and said, nah, let's give them some help. And then they were absolutely going to win. And then Jesse joined the battle and was like, nah, the heroes are going to win this one. Jeez. Sassy missed what? 1 out of 9 attacks? 2 out of 9. Firing these things off. Pew, 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 pew. Jeez. All right. So that is going to be the end of Sassy's turn as he maneuvers back behind the statue. Up next is Chad's turn, but before that, we have another legendary action from Buster. Buster is going to pounce towards the Cloud Giant, which means he gets to use Rend attack. Ew. Yes, we do, says Jesse. Yeah, we do. All the legendaries, baby. Brought to you by Jesse. Applying 24 damage. And now back to Chad's turn. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Actually, he's used 2. I got to mark it off. So he's used 2 legendary actions now. Chad, let's see if he gets his Lightning Storm back again. He does not this time. So he does have... He has multi-attack that says he can use Storm Sword or Lightning Bolt in any combination. So he's going to use Thunderbolt. Sorry, no. Lightning... Thunderbolt. Yeah. So we're going to use Lightning Bolt against probably the Cloud Giant, I would imagine. So we're going to use Thunderbolt. And it's a... You know what? Let's use 2 more advantage rolls. Let's do it. We're getting a nat 20 here. I can feel it. I can feel it. We haven't had a nat 20 in a minute. There it is. I called it. Yeah. I didn't care what side it was. I just love to finally call it correctly. We called it there. All right. We're going to do 1 more at advantage. And that one is not a nat 20, but it definitely hits. So we're going to do the damage to the Cloud Giant. The first one being a critical hit. Not a terrible damage. Not a terrible. Jeez. 39. Yeah, not terrible. And the last one was a regular damage roll. 7, 8, 9. Plus 9. 18. That's not going to be enough. Okay, just checking. All right. So the Cloud Giant remains. Chad's turn is over. Now it is Dave's turn. But first, you know what we got to do. He has 1 more Rend attack. 1 more legendary action. So he's going to attack the Cloud Giant. As he clearly wants the Cloud Giant to be gone. Man, y'all really wanted the heroes to make a comeback this week. Can we legendary it, says Jesse. Only one way to find out. That's a 7 plus 5. It's 20. No, we can't. Not this time. Yes, we can, says Jesse. We were so close, but not enough. Now, it is Dave's turn from Dave and Buster's. Now, Dave does get his, gets to try and roll for his cold breath back. He does not get it. So, multi-rend attack. Here we go. First one's obviously going to be at Muddy. He's probably going to kill Muddy here. As the white dragon turns and focuses its attack on Muddy and begins to claw at this weird creature. We go ahead and use Rend. A nat 1 on the first one. We use a second one. A nat 20 to make up for it. So let's go ahead and deal the damage for that one because that's probably going to do it. I have a feeling. 34? It does. Sorry, Rick, but Muddy is slain by the rend attack by the white dragon. And for its third attack, it will fly over the half wall towards the fire giant in an epic white dragon versus fire giant battle and use its final attack. Final rend attack. And that is a 9+. Definitely hits. Damage. Normal. 7, 18 damage. And that is it for its turn. But it also gets him back. Oh! Little Tortilla Tree with 2 controllers. Adding in 2 CR1 monsters. Little Tortilla Tree, I love it. Let's see what we got here. 2 CR1 monsters coming in. We are spinning the wheel. I will tell you what you got. You got a Kobold Scale Sorcerer. That's cool. And a Kobold Dragon Shield. That's hilarious. We got 2 Kobolds. Kobold Scale Sorcerer and Kobold Dragon Shield. All right, let's bring these in. Dude, the dragons tonight. Kobold. Oop. All right. Scale Sorcerer and Dragon Shield. All right. I appreciate the controllers. Little Tortilla Tree, I appreciate it. You get to name them, by the way, if you'd like to change their names or keep them how they are. Totally up to you. But we do have to add them to the battle. Normal. And normal. Okay. All right. They are in. And let's see. Where would they come in? They're going to come in. I like to imagine they too are coming from this area here. So they're kind of they kind of dug their way up from the dirt underneath. That is super funny. Oh my god, the kobolds come running in. Did Dave make his third rend attack? I don't think that it did. I can't remember. Oh wait, let me see. I can check here. 1. It did. No, it did not. All right, rend attack. All right, Jesse confirms. Thank you. No, it didn't. Rolls a flipping 2 anyway. All right, so not going to hit. Got it. So that's the end of its turn, which means we get to start with the kobolds. But before we do that, we first need to have Buster take... Oh, no, he's out of legendaries already. Out of legendaries. All right, so back to the Kobold Sorcerer. Okay, Little Tortilla Tree, this is hilarious, by the way. I don't know why. Kobolds just crack me up. So you bringing in 2 kobolds is super funny. So he's got Chromatic Bolt, it looks like, which is a good ranged attack, I guess. Let's see what else we got. Levitate, Fog Cloud. No, not going to do that. Okay. He's attacking. I pictured kobolds like gremlins. Yeah, absolutely. So he gets 2 Chromatic Bolt attacks. Oh, from the movie Gremlins? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's going to see all of this mayhem and be like, and he's going to run backwards 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to fire off some chromatic bolts at Aang. That is too funny. So he unfortunately misses that. But he does hit the second time. 2d6. Why do I not have the damage? It's not giving me a damage button. Of a type of the kobold's choice. Oh, he's gonna do acid damage. Because that would be fun. So, I believe, rules as written, it looks like Aang's resistance. I read this wrong before. It says, for that, the cultist takes acid, cold, fire, lightning damage on this turn. Response, the cultist gives itself resistance to that instance of damage and gains 10 temp HP. So, that was his reaction. He gained resistance to that. Jaden, what's going on? So, he doesn't have resistance, but he's going to get resistance to acid now as the kobold little phew, fires off his shot. And he does 2d6 plus 2. Roll 2d6 plus 2. We'll see what we roll here. It's a 3 plus 2, so 5 acid damage. Aang now becomes resistant to that. So he takes half, so he takes 3. And he gets 10 temporary hit points. So all that kobold did was help him. Flipping Aang, are you kidding me? Aang's broken. Aang is broken. All right, it is the fire giant's turn. But before so, Dave gets to take a legendary action. And he is going to take it against the fire giant. So he's going to use his rend attack. A nat 1. He's going to miss. Dave is going to miss the legendary action against the fire giant. And the fire giant doesn't like that he even tried. So it's going to strike back. 1. Yeah. All right. So he's got multi-attack. He gets to attack twice. He's going to use his flame sword. Here it goes. An 18 plus is definitely going to hit against the dragon. Will he hit 2 in a row? That's the real question. A 9 plus? Oh, yeah, he does hit. These are big damage, too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, nice big hit for sure. That's a 34 damage and another 26. So we apply these. And Dave takes some pretty big hits there. And I think that's it for the fire giant's turn. That is correct. That's it for his turn. Now, since it's the end of his turn, Dave gets another legendary action. And that might be his last one. Because he went there. He went there. Yeah, I forgot to mark the first one. So this is actually the end of his legendary actions. Jesse said the same thing. Excellent. We are on the same page. All right, so he's going to use his rend one final time. 18 plus. Definitely going to hit. Definitely going to hit. 16 more damage to the fire giant, who's now bloodied. Oh, sorry. Let me remove that. Upper Cat, welcome to the live. So now back to the good Storm Giant's turn. So these two switched bodies earlier with a Storm Giant. So now technically the good Storm Giant is not an actual Storm Giant. It's confusing. But basically the left guy's a good guy and the right guy's a bad guy. And the left guy's about to attack the right guy. Sorry. There you go. Left guy's a good guy. Right guy's a bad guy. So he's going to attack. He does not have more than half of his HP. So he doesn't get to do the extra damage. And he rolled a 2. So he misses anyway. We'll go ahead and roll again. He gets 3 attacks. Will he hit this time? Rolled a 4. He will not. Okay. Good guy, whatever he is, Storm Giant, does not want to hit. Let's see if he goes 0 for 3. No, he's going to hit that time. Yeah, he definitely hits that time. So that's 14 damage to the Storm Giant that turned into a champion. And that is the end of his turn. Now, we have no more legendary actions for the dragons. Oh, I need to remove this. It is the Cloud Giant's turn. The Cloud Giant is hanging on by a thread. But the Cloud Giant is going to do what it can to get out of this situation. So, no, I mean, it can't get away. It's just going to attack. So, here he goes. He gets to use 2 of his Thunderous Maces. Good luck. Thunderous Mace. Where are we at? Where are we at? Thunderous Mace. There we go. So we attack normal. 13 plus. That's going to hit. Excellent. And he gets another one. Oh, that one does hit. He barely hits with an 18 there. We are at 22,000 likes on TikTok. Don't forget, every 2,000 likes gives the heroes an advantage roll. Every 10,000 brings in a new monster. So if you want to help the monsters out, every 10,000 helps the monsters out. Every 2,000 helps the heroes out a little bit. So we hit with both. Ooh, good hit. Laughing Thunder, welcome to the live. You're watching this Cloud Giant who is in trouble finally deal some damage against this adult red dragon, and quite a bit. Oh no, who did I apply that to? I applied it to the Storm Giant. I need to undo that. Give me 1 second. I need to give him his plus 27 HP back. And go back up to here and target the right person. All right. I need to select Buster. There you go. Apply. Apply. All right. Buster's taking mass damage here from this Cloud Giant, who probably won't last much longer. Caesar Slad, who last turn, Jesse brought in a Wild Magic Surge and froze time for him, so basically gave another whole turn. Caesar Slad is going to... I mean, the biggest enemy around right now is this Fire Giant. So, as a hero, he's going to strike the Fire Giant. He gets 2, or no, it's 3 Chaos Staff attacks. Yeah. So, he's going to roll 3 Chaos Staff attacks. That's a 15 plus, definitely going to hit. Let's see what we got here. A 17 plus, definitely going to hit. Will this be a nat 20? I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. Oh, it's a 2. Oh! All right. But he hits twice. Chaos Staff finally hitting. Yeah, for real. So he hits twice. Does 9 and 12 until that. Yeah, the third one, of course, misses. But additionally, with the Chaos Staff, we got to roll to see what happens with the Fire Giant. Oh, somebody was supposed to be incapacitated. Oh, I think yeah, somebody was incapacitated last time, but he ended up dying. So we need to roll 2d4s here. Oop. Roll 2d4s. Which is 5. Oh, shoot. Let's see what he rolled. He rolled a 1 and a 4, so it'll be a 2 and a 4. So he's frightened and incapacitated. The Fire Giant is. Dude, that is broken. Yeah, he doesn't get to save or anything. He is just frightened and incapacitated. When you say plus health, Jesse, what do you mean by the plus health? I know he gets to get health, but he has not taken any damage yet. He's got full HP. So unless I'm missing someone else who's supposed to get health, which would be my bad. To Caesar. Okay, yeah. So he doesn't get to gain anything because he's got full HP. That's the end of his turn. The Cobalt Dragon Shield is up. And he's going to start running into battle. He's got nothing else he can do. And he's going to attack. Let's see. I don't know what color the seal is. We'll say he's resistant to fire damage. Pack tactics he doesn't have. So he gets to make 2 spear attacks. We got a 1, 16 plus. Definitely going to hit. And he gets to make another. 14 plus. Definitely going to hit. To Aang. And damage normal. Not much damage, I'll say that. A 2 and then a 7. But that gets rid of most of his temp HP. But that is, I think, the end of his turn. He doesn't have reactions or anything. Nope. Okay. So that's the end of his turn. We have no legendaries. Evil Storm Giant is up. 3 Great Sword attacks. 6+. 15 misses. 9+18 does hit. Meatball! Somebody said earlier, the monsters have been getting worked. And someone said in the comments, they were like, we need Meatball. So I just want you to know, Meatball, you have made a name for yourself here. Just an FYI. Damage. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you dropping in. Normal hit. We're going to apply it. All right. That's the end of the Storm Giants. We are back to Buster, the adult red dragon. Brought in by Jesse. And he is going to see if he gets his fire breath back, which he very well may. Let's find out. He does not. I accidentally rolled twice. Didn't mean to do that. He's got 3 rend attacks. I don't think it's going to take all 3 to end the Cloud Giant. So, rend attack. Here we go. 18+, definitely going to hit. I'm not even going to roll all 3 to start off. We're going to go ahead and do the damage one at a time. 17. Is it enough? It has 16 HP left. Meatball bringing in 8 tiny dinies. So we have 4 advantage rolls for the next monster attacks. Okay. All right. That could play a role. All right, let me get these other Rens in. I appreciate it, Meatball. Oh, I just missed him. Nuts. That's another one. We're going to apply that. And that is the end of the Cloud Giant. As the Cloud Giant is preparing for another attack, Buster claws into her stomach and kind of shredding it. And then as she winces in pain, the neck of the fire dragon comes down and just chomps into the head of the Cloud Giant and eliminates the target. And it has 1 more attack. So it's going to now use its flight. It has enough to fly around here. Zoop. And it's now... Oh, it would be 1 closer. It's now going after Evil Storm Giant. Chad. Human champion. Evil Storm Giant Chad, human champion. With the final rend attack. 6+, 8, 14 does hit. Normal damage. Apply. All right. And that is its turn. It does have its legendary actions back now, which will also be problematic. Sassy's up. Sassy's going to use his bonus action to hide. Let me go ahead and roll a stealth check. We have a 16 plus a million. Oh, he's hidden. Oh, he's hidden. So Sassy hides behind, knowing the target that he wants to strike being the epic fire dragon, the fire giant across the way. Sets his target, pops out from behind, fires. Pew! He gets 3 attacks, the first one with advantage. What do we got? An 8+ does not hit. All right, 2 more normal attacks, not with advantage. 9+ does not hit. Jesse with an extra action to give Sassy another chance after this abysmal turn. All 3 misses. 1 of them having advantage. Oh, all right. Mad at himself. He's going to fire off 3 more times. A nat 20! Jesse paying for a nat 20. Look at that. Jesse. Oh, but then he follows it up with a 2. Jesse with another action. Jesse's about to finish this battle off with Sassy. No! Misses the 3rd. All right. We're going to do the critical hit here. And then, Jesse, your next 3 are coming in all at advantage. That is 55 damage to the fire giant. Oh, which was enough to kill it. Owie! Dude, Sassy is insane. Absolutely insane. So there are 3 targets left for Sassy. Sassy's going to have advantage. Let me go up to the counter here. Up to the counter. We're going to go 12 advantage rolls. It has 3 attacks. Oh, and the Wormling. That's right. That's right. And yeah, we're going to attack the Wormling. You're right. Good call, Jesse. I forgot he was there. He blended in with the background. I should have gave him a bonus to his stealth. All right. All 3 of these are with advantage. Here we go. With advantage. 19. So close. That's definitely hitting. With advantage. 15 plus a million. That's definitely hitting. And finally, with advantage. 13 plus. He hits on all 3. This Wormling is about to eat the bow. Normal damage. So many dice. So many dice. So many dice. 35, 22, and 30. 35, 22, and 30. Sassy, the Dragon Slayer. All right, next week you're going to see his name is actually now Sassy, the Dragon Slayer. It's no longer Sassy, the Assassin, as he destroys the Dragon Wormling. And that is the end of his turn. With that, Buster gets a legendary action. So he gets to use his Rend attack, which he used one last time too, correct? I believe. He misses this time. And let's see. Buster went. No. Sassy just went. No, he has only used one. And he misses that time. Okay. Chad is up. Does Chad get his Lightning Storm back? He does. That he does. I don't know if he needs it. I don't think he'd use it. I think he's going to fire off at these kobolds. Yeah, I think he's going to fire off at these kobolds. So, he's going to use Thunderbolt. Yeah, poor kobold. Yeah, they always get the short end of the stick. But, no, he hits. No, he hits big time. I don't know if he can miss, to be honest with you. So, damage. 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 9, 19. All right, he's going to fire off a second shot. Attack normal. Let us see. A 19, definitely going to hit. And will he hit with a lot of damage here? Same amount. So he does not kill the kobold, as the kobold takes 2 lightning strikes to the head. And is there one other thing? Oh, he's blinded and deafened. That's not going to matter. It is now Dave's turn. But before that, Buster's going to take another legendary action. So let me slide over here for you. So you can see him attack. 6 plus. That is a 20. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. Oh, I got to go back to Dave. I skipped Dave by accident. Does Dave get his cold breath back? He does. He does. You know what? He's going to turn. He is going to turn right now. And he's going to use his cold breath. Usability. He may have to move. He might move to do it. Yeah, he's going to back up some. So Dave, in the air, flying, moves over here and fires off a cold breath. These poor kobolds are going to eat it. Ah! and fail. I don't think I need to roll the damage, but I'm going to anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They take the full damage, and they're both dead. Ah, the kobolds take the huge overkill. Jesse. That is Dave's turn. It is now, I guess, did I not delete the kobold? Oh, I did. Oh, the thing froze again, but it's okay. We're at the end. It's the good Storm Giant's turn. But Buster is going to take his legendary. Mrs. Moroku, welcome to the live. We are almost about to finish off this battle between heroes and monsters. And it may look like Buster here is a bad guy, but he's actually a good guy. But he's about to do a legendary action on what looks to be a good guy, but is actually a bad guy. It is the last one. You are correct. Rend attack. 7+ does hit. Damage normal. Ooh. Apply. And that is the end of his action there. Now it is the good Storm Giant's turn. We're going to use 3 advantage rolls here. See if the good Storm Giant, Paladin, Fighter, person, human creature is going to finish it off. Because I have 7 plus 10, 11. So 18. Yeah, we are not at 18. So 3 attacks. Oh, this should be 15. All right. And great swords with advantage. That one hits. This one, he's finally hitting. That one hits. And finally, if he hits here, it could almost, oh no. Yeah, I think that this is, I think this could be the end, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the end. 15, 12, and 12. Oh. He is still alive with 7 HP. But, oh, and that was the last legendary action. So he doesn't get to go. It is Caesar Slad's turn, though. Caesar is probably going to finish it off. Because he's got his Chaos Staff. We're going to do 3 more advantage rolls to finish it off. Because we have 3 left. 19 definitely hits. Almost a nat 20. And finally, a 10 plus. Oh, only 1 hits. Honestly, if he didn't hit that first time, that would have been wild. So we do roll the damage here. It is a normal amount of damage. Only 7, but he only had 7. So just enough to finish it off. Now, I did forget to... Heroes win again! Let me play. Hold on 1 second. Let me get to the ambience real quick. There should be a minute-long timer right now that I forgot to put up. We have 1 minute that things could technically happen, but I don't know why anyone would. The heroes have such an advantage right now. All right. 1 minute starting now that theoretically the monsters have a chance at coming back. I give a minute for anyone that would want to do anything to change the tides of battle to do so. I will say probably not a great idea for the monsters here, if I'm being completely honest. No, what do you mean again? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. They didn't win last week, but dude, what I need is someone from TikTok to come in and buy the Tarask. No, not the Tarask. The Tiamat. Could you imagine Tiamat comes in and just wrecks everyone's hopes and plans for this? Yeah, they are winning again, technically. Just not in a row. All right. 3 seconds, 2, 1. And with that, episode 7 of the Midweek Monster Mash is in the books. The heroes do prevail against the Giants, as the Giants, they stood an okay chance at the beginning. But unfortunately, we are the champions, my friends. I should have that ready to play at the end. But with that, the heroes do take the win. Well played. Clearly, there was a desire for the heroes to win tonight. That was obvious. Jesse, you animal. Rick really did try for the monsters, but Jesse said nay. Jaden, I appreciate you hanging out as long as you have. If you have any questions, whatever you might have, feel free. Send them our way. We do have a really fun Discord community, which a lot of the people over on YouTube are part of and talking about. And so if I pull this up here. So we have our Discord community here, where we are actually almost to the point of being able to pull cards for something that we call Satchamon, which is a digital collectible card system based all on the world of Dungeons & Dragons. So if you want, and if that's interesting, you can come over here, join the community. You get to pull free cards every day. Start your own collection. You can trade with people. You can sell the cards for their value. There's a chance for them to be holographic. There's a chance for them to be mint condition because they have the different grades. And then they all have a rarity, a CR, so challenge rating, kind of carried over to card rarity. So obviously the higher the number, the more rare it is. So yeah, every day, starting at midnight Eastern, you can pull another pack of cards. So that is an hour from now. I've already pulled mine for the day. Usually if this gets closer to this, I'll sit here and wait for that to happen, but we're an hour away, so I probably won't hang out for this one. So in the meantime, I want to say thank you to everybody hanging out in the Midweek Monster Mash, watching the heroes absolutely obliterate the monsters, thanks to Jesse. And I will catch you guys at least over on the Discord and on the Monday map making stream. So if you're interested in how I make these maps, I use Dungeon Alchemist and I stream it every Monday. So I'll be over there. Congrats to the people that are getting a bunch of gold for the heroes winning over in Discord. Peak concurrence was a little bit lower. I believe I saw 6 or 7 in TikTok, and I think I saw 8 or 9 over in YouTube. So it's 16. So it'd be 160 gold additionally over in Satchamon for those who commented in tonight's videos. So, all right, I'm hopping off. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you over in Discord, and I will see you Monday for the map making episode.